current market, and your predictions for 2023, maybe going into 2024?
Buy real estate, no brainer.
Yeah.
No brainer. The city is amazing. You know, I just went to, I hadn't been there in about 20 years. I went to New York about a month ago. Haven't been in ages since I was a kid, like, you know, a young adult, and it just blew my mind. You know, you get off the, you know, you walk into like downtown, like central, what is it called? Central,
Manhattan?
No, like the main square.
Central Park?
Not Central, oh my God.
Times Square.
Times Square, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like Central Square time. But my point is you get down to that and those pockets, like I've never seen so many people in my life.
Yes, yes.
Like it was so overwhelming. It took me a few days to like sort of like, decompress from that situation. And I come back to Toronto, I'm like, oh my God, we're like a really small city and we're crazy multicultural. From a world perspective, we're a very safe, very attractive place to live. Our Canadian dollar is fairly inexpensive. We're super cheap next to Hong Kong, LA, New York, you know, many cities over in China, London, England. Like we're cheap.
Yeah.
You know, when I sell condos and they're $1,000 a foot, you know, there was a funny story last year where Harvey Callis, paged out a recent sold, and it was like a $24 million sale in Bridle Path. It was like biggest sale ever, right? And my friend came back from England, and she was like, that was the stupidest page ever. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I have row townhouses behind where I live in Kensington Gardens in London, England. Each one is 20 million pounds.
Yeah, pounds.
Like, yeah, pounds. And I was like, oh my, like, so we don't even realize.
Yeah.
I think Toronto has a ton of growth left.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was in New York. I did met some guys on Serhant.
Oh yeah.
I did some
right.
tours.
Right. Okay.
And well, he has a $250 million listing.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
that like pie in this, that crazy pie in the sky.
ridiculous.
But unless you're like the Sheikh of Kuwait, like who's buying that?
I think just the Sheikh of Kuwait.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right, or the Sheikh's cousin.
Yeah. It's a small buyer pool, probably two.
Yeah, I don't.
Population
or
of 2.
like an oligarch of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's mind blowing. Yeah, the people like.
Did you see that unit? Did you actually go see it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I was in another one in the Trump Towers, like 15.5.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Nothing like crazy. Like it was a nice unit, but like 15.5 here is gonna get you something ridiculous.
But again,
you know?
in a condo,
exactly.
15.5, because we don't have that built up yet like New York does. 15.5 in a condo, I even know which buildings. There's like 2 or 3. You can even barely get 10.
Yeah.
So $15 million is like, and they sell
US.
them there. I know they sell them there like candy.
Yeah.
Right, like candy.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you're dealing with Central Toronto properties, like, you know, even houses that I'm selling are getting to $15-20 million. It's a lot for our market, but it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to get your take on with the current rates and everything. Do you have any predictions as to maybe when you think the market might come back?
I read a lot about what happened before my time in the 1980s with the interest rates being at 12, 13, 14%, where it was really nuts.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I saw a clip the other day about how it was like a positive news clip about how rates, when they got to 14%, people were really happy. And I was like, oh my gosh, like imagine if our rates were right now at 14%, people would be like running in the streets, you know, setting things on fire kind of thing, right? So I don't know, some of my clientele who are in the banking world have told me indicators are, depending on what happens with the states, unfortunately, their job markets just came back with good results. So their inflation it has to do with inflation. Yep. Their job markets are still holding inflation high. I'm told our rates will start to come down later this year.
Yeah.
But the part is it depends what happens south of the border.
Yeah.
And I don't think rates are what they are. If you go back 10, 12, 13 years ago, that's what they were.
Yeah.
You know, I think people are having a little bit of COVID brain, where COVID, obviously it messed with all of us, but the rates were so low, people got very obviously attracted to them, and people don't like having anything taken away. So those weren't normal rates. Those were rates set to keep the market frothy.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that was.
Agreed. A lot of media, a lot of psychology.
Yeah, a lot of media and a lot of negative publicity. And when clients come to me and, you know, they're nervous and their rate changes, I think we're actually at a fairly stable rate right now. Even if it went up another half point, it's still a very healthy market.
Yeah.
It's not going to have our market drop off a cliff. You know, if it goes up 5% more, and again, the Canadian bank knows this, if they raise it 3-4% more, they will create a massive recession. So they're not going to do that.